My name is Tarsem Singh. I'm from Warwick, kind of Coventry. But I'm here today to do a lecture on, it's kind of on addiction and alcoholics and drugs, but it's not as well. So it kind of enters into Sikhi, how Sikhi refers to that and talks about us. But first what I'm going to do is, we'll start with the Shabd. Saran Beintiya, if we can just concentrate. Dunya Kal Jog has gone quite bad now. There's Guru Age Ardas Kariye. WhyGuru ji jag tu jalanda rakh le apni kirpa tar jit dware ubare titte leo bar Satguru sukh vikhalya sacha shabd vichar Nanak avar na sujai har bin bakshan har Nanak avar na sujai har bin bakshan har WhyGuru ji ka Khalsa WhyGuru ji ki Fateh. So I've been working with Sikh Recovery Network. So I do say I've always share charity, but been working with Sikh Recovery Network for the last 2 years. What we were trying to do is incorporate Sikhi into recovery and how we use Guru Sahib Shabd to aid people coming off an addiction. In our community, our Punjabi community, addiction is really bad, you know. Just sada sharab pina and drugs and all these other things now. Even with Amritari, it's getting worse. That it's kind of the level that it's got to. I think I see Sotib, I think, for the last 25 years. And you'll see that now with some of these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the slides that we go over with people's families who have addicts in their family. I'll also show you a little bit about how we talk about the science of addiction a little bit with the addicts. But then we're going to talk about Guruji, you know, because this is a Sikhi class. It's not an addiction clinic, you know. But you might find it actually is an addiction clinic when we get to the end of it. But what we start with is the UK alcohol, the stats, this is in the UK, that the deaths in the UK caused solely by alcohol have increased by 42% in the last 6 years. That's in the UK. In 2023, 8,000 plus people lost their lives to alcohol. And where alcohol is a contributing factor, the figure could be 3 times as much as that. So drunk and have an accident, for instance, or die because of that. There's loads of pressure on the health services, 950,000 hospitalizations. So the stats are really bad. But you know, in the Punjabi community, our community in terms of drinking and things is over the norm for the size of the community. So when we look at these, you know, it's cost the health service 4.9 billion. What the sad state is for us, asi Sikhya na, we are Sikh, Guru de Sikhya, see? And what's happened is, you know, when we do some of the things with people who are addicted, do you know that, but sometimes what they ask us, they goes like, you know, say Japji Sahib. Like, what's Japji Sahib? These are Sikh. These are people who grown up in Sikh families, you know. And what's Japji Sahib, you know? So it's gone that bad that we've let this thing integrate into our community, but we haven't really done anything. If you look at it, when the Sikh Recovery Network's doing retreats, you know, you look how many camps there are. There's like, you know, there might be Basics camp, there might be Khalsa camp, there might be another camp. There's loads of Sikh to Inspire camps. How many camps are there for Sharab? And Sharab is really bad. You'll see some of the stats now. In our community, so what happened was, the consumption been on the rise, and these are studies that were done on the Sikh Punjabi community. So since 2000, 2004, 2009, they've been writing these reports saying the Punjabi community is really bad, it's getting worse. It's going to get worse in this community in terms of the drinking. So that was these are the studies. But what's happened is when we look at This is a British Sikh study, 2018, by the BBC. Although drinking alcohol is forbidden in Sikhi, 27% of British Sikhs report having someone in their family with an alcohol problem. So that's not necessarily people who are drinking themselves, but everybody's got that. You know, as I was growing up, our cousins were passing away. You know, I didn't know at that age. But then they were 45, 48, mar gaya, 50, he passed away. So I didn't know, but really they were passing away from alcohol addiction, over drinking too much and things. That was in our families. And in all our families, you probably know somebody who's got alcohol problem or drug problem, But that was around alcohol. That was by the BBC. But Sikh Recovery Network, they did a thing for, I think, over 1,000 respondents. 61% said that they currently consume alcohol. So over 50, this number that scared me was the women number. Bande ta hage pagal na. But the women number, so more than half of Punjabi women drink now. And that was a scary statistic. Because of that, when people drink, how many of them are alcoholics? So it's going to be a decent number, Decent number aren't going to be able to control their drink. And when we talk about this subject, the women don't come forward. Like our retreats, or bandai hunde, yeah. We've had about probably 4 women come through in about 7 retreats, but the women don't come forward. And there's reasons for that. We're going to go over that now in a minute. So that number's, Sikh Recovery Network feels that number's underestimated. There's actually higher. The number's higher than that. 61% of men, it's probably more than that, of Punjabi men who drink. So when we look at this, it's why do Sikhs drink alcohol? Why would you say people drink? Why do Sikh Punjabis drink? Culture. Yeah, what else? Peer pressure. Absolutely. Anything else? Stress. Handling life. Family traditions and how family is structured and does things. What else? Becoming a norm, yeah. Sorry, someone said something. Insecurities, good. I think I covered a lot of them. But here, if you look at this, social norm, environment, peer pressure, fun factor, de-stressing, easy access now, and breaking rules is sometimes looked as cool to not follow rules. So you don't follow rules and you drink, that's bad. I went to jail. I didn't go to jail, by the way. I visited a jail as part of with one of the guys who go. And this guy had just got done in jail, and then just got a jail sentence. And he's there, right? He's going, man, I was driving 130 miles an hour. Yeah, I smashed it. And I was looking at him and going, to jail, you got jail sentence. And he thought it's cool, that what he'd done. It's like there's something not right up here, something's not right, So breaking rules can often be that. But these are common reasons why people drink. But if you look at some of these things now, so being Punjabi makes it worse. It makes it more complicated. Why do you think that being Punjabi would make it worse? Why would it make it?
Expected of us.
Huh? Anji?
It's expected of us.
It's expected, yeah. What? Can you expand on it here?
Just think we don't talk about these things.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah,
It's just like it just happens, It's over there. What else is it?
I think weddings, like family weddings as well, it's just for 3-4 days in a row.
Yeah. I've got 5 sisters, And they're all older than me. My first three sisters, women never used to go to the putta kam bit. The women never used to go. Then by the youngest 2 sisters, by that time, the women saying, "Asi ta jana hi jana hai." Jab bande ja sakde, asi bhi ja sakdiyan hain. And that was disastrous. What happened there, So the tables now have Bacardi on the women's tables, and all that kind of thing. So there's big changes in the way families think about alcohol. And that needs to change, We need to change it at young. So here, If you look at what Punjabi is, the stresses of moving to a new culture, the associated language barriers and the racism they faced meant many of these men turned to alcohol to cope. These are immigrants, 50s, 60s. Whose family? My family came here in 1960s, right at the beginning, you know? And at that time, they were proper racist then. I still got my dad's hockey stick. I keep it as a souvenir. The hockey stick, skinhead, I'm not joking, that's what it was for. They used to have to go out and batter the skinheads, you know? And so these guys were coping some weird, their wives weren't here, kids weren't here. So they're like saying, come. And what was the work? It's all labour work, you know? It's not an excuse to drink, but that's what they used to cope, you know? And then these things happened. Punjabis believe that alcohol helped you work harder and longer, and many drank daily believing alcohol rehydrate them. Actually, alcohol dehydrates you, huh? When you drink it, it dehydrates you. It doesn't rehydrate you. So my dad used to drink 2 bottles of beer every night because someone had told him, beer peeni pani, because you're working in the foundry. But that's dehydrating you. It's making your body worse, you know? They also witnessed Westerners who had a regular routine. So you look how many pubs there are. How many pubs there are everywhere. That was just what it was here. And this Punjabi wedding culture, along with Bhangra music, placed a lot of emphasis on alcohol. So this has affected many families and generations. And then the bonding culture. So in our community, what we say is get some drinks, have a laugh, avoid the family, you know? Avoid the family. Nikalo, headache milna kar. Just go to the pub. So it became like that. And this is our fathers have been like that, you know? And our relatives. But here, this is what Punjabi is. You know what Punjabi is expected of a Punjabi? Is that you've got to be strong, no emotion, never admit defeat. And then alcohol was a way of masking the failure and suffering. It masks it. So we're supposed to be like terminators. Punjabi's a terminator, you know? You can't, got zero emotion. Just got to do come karida, and you can't say, you know what, I'm feeling a bit down today. You're not allowed to say that. My dad never took a day off sick. Do you know that? My dad never took 1 day off sick in 30 years in a foundry. And now it's just, yeah, chalo, day off kar lo. A bit tired from yesterday, you know? He never took a day off, so they were like robots. They're robotic, you know? So the Punjabi, the problem with that is when you're strong, no emotion and little emotion and you don't admit defeat, what's going to happen if I put a beer bottle in your hand? What's going to happen? You're going to say, chak de fatte bhaji. You know? Want to pee lo. You're going to say, dabbi jao. So that's what they do. You know, it's interesting. You know, you speak to alcoholics who've been drinking. Sometimes you only put them in a group and say, talk about it, because you have to talk about the inner stresses and all that. And you know, sometimes where they start going, I used to drink this much, man. I used to drink this much. So they romanticize drinking. So in their brain, it's still there as a really good thing. Psychologically, it's still there, that drinking, I was good at it. I enjoyed it. It was all right. As soon as you give drink and drugs respect, you're finished. You can't respect it, you know? We know, unless we tell everyone off at the retreats and stuff, you're talking like it's some sort of like, the Sachkhand chale jana tusi by drinking that, you know? But Guru has the opposite thing. Guru's going to tell us something in a minute. Yeah. The women, so why Punjabi women drinking then? What do we think? 56%. So more than half drink now. Why is that, do you think? Yeah. So they're drinking. They're working as well. So they're saying we need drink to calm it down. Sir kha liya dal banani paini hai. They get double job. Women get double job. They have to go work, come back, expected to do everything else. So it's worse sometimes for women. You know? What else is it?
They mix in with the different cultures, any? Because women going out to work, drink with Goriya and Gore.
Yeah.
It's a normal thing for them. Going to Paul having a bit of wine.
Yeah. It's a norm. Yeah.
Well, it's a part feminist movement. Everyone's equal.
Good.
Equal to them.
Good. Yeah. Feminist movement. Good point, Angie. What are you saying, Benji? Yeah. Good. I mean, these are all good points, right? So here, if you have a look at from the women's point of view, avoiding the pain. So a lot of women are under a lot of stress. More acceptable now. It's okay to do it in modern times. It's not just a man thing anymore, you know? And then navigating beyond life, sometimes a sign that woman, I'm not limited in life to a dull career and, you know, the norm, you know, rigmarole. Friendship and relaxation, but successful marketing. You know, Bhaji said about the feminism of alcohol. Women pay more than men for the same goods, you know, in terms of marketing. Women pay more. And so why not market alcohol to them? And so that's what happened in the empowerment movement for women's liberation and was used as a driver for that as well. So the women started drinking loads as well. So it's become a double problem, you know? And Punjabis it's worse, you know? So Punjabi women have been playing catch up for many years in terms of the culture. Apaji dekho centers. He's happy. He's happy, man. And look, Sikh women are battling an internal conflict with their culture, religion, identity in the Western world. You know? So that's complex. It's complex. You know, it's that thing about who am I? Makona. Who am I in this society? We have this thing, you know, I go India, I'm not an Indian. You know? I come to England, I'm not English. So what am I? You know what I mean? We're messed up. We're stuck in between two worlds. You go there, you don't really understand that culture. You come over here, they tell you you're Paki, you know. You go, so what are you? So you're trying to find out where you're sitting. And for women, it's worse. So they're trying to work out what is it, what's their culture, what's their religion. So we have an issue, you know, because what's clear is, I see shorty umar vich. You know, our kids, they don't know nothing. I went to India, and we went to the universities. We went to 7 universities, and I did lectures to the kids. I mean, you know, asked them, I'm going to ask you, who wants to go to heaven? Who wants to go to heaven? Heaven nu jana tusi? Jana nahi tusi? Ki tusi kite jana? Where are you going? Smedic? Kise jana? Who wants to go heaven? Haath khade kar lo changi tarah. Jagah mil jaogi shayad. Heaven nu jana na? Sikh don't want to go to heaven, na? Heaven sadle heaven nahi haga. And all, you know, nyane utte puchya India. This is India. This is Punjab. This is Guru Nanak University, Delhi University, Patiala University, everywhere. Asking them, they go, Hanji, please, heaven de do, jagah sanu. And so that's the level of Sikhi that's there as well. The Sikh doesn't know that asi heaven nu nahi jana. That's a Hindu concept. It's a Christian concept. It's an Islamic concept. Sikh is saying, Meri Atma Paramatma vich wapas chale jave. Soul goes back to Paramatma. Sikh ain't wanting no heaven. Heaven vich the janam lena pena. You have to take a janam to go to heaven. You have to be born into it. Hai So for Sikh, we don't want heaven. Khabardar haath khade gaye question puchya. That's not what we do. That's not where we're going. Sikh should know that. And Nyani should know that age 3, age 4, age 5. Hai We got 22-year-olds in Punjab. They're all saying, Hanji, please. So what's going to happen if Christian comes to the person in Punjab and says, I've got a better heaven for you. Jesus is his next level. Jesus is heaven's next level. I could describe it to you. They're going to say, okay, let's go to that one then. Let's take a detour. We'll go that one. That one's a bit easier. Jesus took all our sins. That's what the concept, if you don't understand the concept, so we don't know what our religion and identity is. So small survey carried out by Aquarius Charity found 57% of people from this community, the majority of whom were Sikh, said shame was the reason for not getting help. So this is kind of the end of that part, is that when we've got problem, we've got addiction problem, we don't come forward and say, this is bestie. This is bestie, you know. Sometimes we had, we go into the retreats. Some guys said, I'm not going there in case a guy from my city's there and he sees that I'm addicted, you know. So when we say sharm is a big problem in the whole thing. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about this. This is helpful for everybody. It's helpful for your Sikhi as well, actually. When we do something, we make pathways in our brain, a neural pathway. And this is what we discussed with addicts. What they've done, they've made these pathways, they're so strong that as soon as a little trigger goes, like a bit stressed, bang, bottle chakala. As soon as something trigger goes, go bang, let's do that thing. And we're doing it in the world as well. We'll talk about that later, but we do it in our world as Gursikhs as well. We do that. We got these things in here where we made pathways. And what we talk to the addicts about is this, that we have a trigger, a behavior, and a reward system. You know, all these neurons come together and make a path. So now, I'll give you an example. If a person is just sitting there and saying, I'm bored now, everybody's going to have a pathway. You're going to have a pathway inside that you take. When you're a bit bored, you're going to say, I'm going to do X. For someone who's addicted, they're automatically just going to go sharab or nasha, cocaine, whatever it is, weed, whatever it is. You know? They've got a mechanism that's going to keep clicking. They can keep doing it. What do you think we need to do? Well, what do we think we need to do? If we want to just tell an alcoholic you got to deal with that, how would you deal with it? What do you think it is? We've got it too, because I'm going to ask you about even coming Gurdwara. I found next generation, all on the Gurdwara, they've got this other thing going on in here, and that's bad. That is. I'll tell you in a bit. But Judah, what do you think is? What do you have to change then? How do you change it? Something so ingrained, that we're just going to go trigger, behavior, reward. Trigger, behavior, reward. Because they have this thing in our brain to say that was a good night out. And you ask the person, what did you do? They go, don't remember. But it was a good night out. But it's just the reward thing in their brain is so ingrained that, yeah, it was good. But it wasn't necessarily. It was bad. Someone probably litia hona, someone took them home. So how do we change it? And because you need this for all of it. Person who's coming towards Sikhi, it's all the same. It's all the same stuff. We've got addiction. And as I say, we're going to come to that. We've got an addiction. You're addicted. You're not addicted, you have to break it. What do you have to do you think?
Rewire the brain.
You rewire the brain,
Get the dopamine hit.
That's it.
Create a new pathway.
So you're getting a dopamine hit when you do that. So you got these little receptors, And what's happening is the dopamine saying, Hanji, that was good. That was good. And it changes, alcohol and substances, they change to other stuff. They change to pornography, they change to gambling. It's called cross-addiction. Then they get re-addicted to something else. That's why see Sikha, and you look at something too much, gandamanda they call it, then your brain slowly starts getting used to it. Then the receptors close. Some of the receptors close, and you become used to it. Then you need something more. You've got to be worse. And same happens with drugs, same happens with alcohol, same happens with gambling, same happens with lustful things. It's the same. Receptors band ho jande, dopamine to get the dopamine at that level, you have to push harder to get the dopamine to the level because the receptors are closed, and you've got a resistance to it, and that's what causes addiction. Because you need more sharab, but that's worse. How much are you going to keep taking? So the first hit might be great, second hit might not, and then it's going to go worse and worse. The receptors are going to go bund. And then you're going to need to do more to do it. And this is what we try to teach there, is that we give an example, very basically, feel stressed at work, behaviors, when I'm stressed, when I get home, I know what I've got to do, I've got to pour a drink. And then reward is feel temporarily better, brain releases dopamine. Over time, brain learns stress equals have a drink equals feel good. And that becomes ingrained in here. That could be anything, like I say, all the things I mentioned before, that could be any one of those. Then this pathway becomes stronger. Drinking when stress turns into habit, and that's it. Then we're done, Then that's it. So this is the kind of things we teach. We go in much more detail there. But dopamine is the feel good one. That's your feel good hormone. That when you do something, if it feels good, that goes up like that. It goes higher. And then serotonin, that stabilizes our moods. So when you have alcohol or you have any drugs in your body, it all goes kharab. Everything gets unregulated. It's not stable anymore. And you've got oxytocin, bonding. That is how we bond with people, bond with family, bond with our children, bond with friends. All of that goes kharab. And then you've got this cortisol, which is stress. we have to have stress hormone, because when things go a bit wrong, stress hormone is supposed to go higher and you're supposed to be able to handle it, and then the stress hormone comes down. But if the stress hormone stays high, then we're in trouble, then that's called depression. It leads to other problems and different things. And alcohol is used to mask it. So there's all sorts of these issues. See these green lines, it's not obviously like that. The brain is kind of, it has got sections, and prefrontal cortex and all the rest of it. But that's it's just to visualize. It helps them visualize. Say you're in the green ones. You're trying to create these green ones and remove the red ones. So what would a green one look like? I'm just trying to make sure you understand again. I don't know what he's on about. What's a green one look like? So the red one is like we just discussed before. Feeling stressed at work, got to go home, need a drink. When I have a drink, reward is I feel better. What do the green ones look like, do you think? Which are the new ones that we're trying to make?
That you feel good.
Sorry?
That you feel good.
Feel good, yeah?
Feel good.
Yeah, the green ones are saying we remove the addiction ones to make new ones. What would a new one look like? Let's use stressed at work. What would a new one look like? Brilliant. Going for a walk, get fresh air, and then you start associating. Going for a walk says, I feel much better when I go for walks. You might be going gym. You might say, when I go gym and have a proper workout, I feel much better, even when I've had a stressful day. Now, if you associate, it could be Sikhi class. Yeah, what else might you use? जी पाठ कर लेना, बाणी पढ़ लेनी, नाम जप लेना, संगत कर लेनी, है ना? It makes you feel better. So what is your receptors? जब मर गए ने, when they're closed, you have to create new things that are open and make the dopamine come back to normal again. That's the challenge. And it's the same challenge, like I say, for a Mayatari trying to become a Gurmukh. It's the same challenge. Is that the receptors say, yeah, you know what, watching TV is really great. A program bahut badhiya hai, paath kar le kana late kar lo, theek ya. And it becomes like that. Everything becomes messed up. It's the same. The principles are the same. It's just that alcohol is more brutal, isn't it? It's a bit more. It's addictive, isn't it? So I don't want to go into that. We're not having a biology lesson. So what does Guruji say? What time can now? Yeah. What does Guruji say? When I ask, this one isn't mentioning sharab or anything, but Parani tu aya laha len, lagga kit ko fakade, sab mukdi chali rain. Guru giving us warning, है ना? But इथे laha lena hai asi. We come to this world not to have a fun and make families and do the rest of it. Ota naturally hunda hi hai. Guru saying, इथे laha lena hai asi. Come here to gain some profit. So that means we've got to have a baseline, then the baseline's got to get better, and we've got to have earned a profit and go. Or we come here, and sara guake we can go as well. You can make a loss. Guru said, you have to get laha from it. Now, when asked, what we get asked commonly? What addicts asked? Is it Punjabis, born in Sikh families, they go, does Guru Granth Sahib say that you can't drink? I shouldn't laugh, I suppose, isn't it? But I'm just saying, that's what they ask. Does Guru Granth Sahib say that you can't drink? I know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Guru Granth Sahib ji sanu keh rahe hai tusi sharab na pivo. No. It's all right. I said no. It's okay. We're here to learn, that's all right. But what do you think? Let's keep it simple. Who thinks it does say? Put your hands up. Put your hands up, Tangi Tara. Who thinks it doesn't say that? And what about everybody else? Well, who thinks it does say? 10 kone hain, 12, 15. Who thinks it doesn't say? Let's just assume it's 50. Everyone's late. Baan thak gayi. Everyone's baan thak gayi. Guru ji siddhiyan gallan karde sade naal. Guru ji tells us not to drink. In a number of places, but here manas parya aanaya, manas parya aaye, jit pite mat dur hoye, baral pavai vich aaye, apna paraya na pachhane, khasmo takke khaye. Now Guru ji sanu keh rahe hai jehड़ा शराब पी के नशे करके तुसी करदे आ, a person's doing it, He says ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਬੋਤਲ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਪਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਆ. Some people twist say it's about ਮਾਇਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਮਾਇਆ ਦੀ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਮਾਇਆ ਆ ਹੋਰ ਕੀ ਆ ਨੇ. But ਜਿਹੜਾ drinking ਹੈ ਦੂਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਮਤ. And your husband ਵੇ wives ਹੈ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ wives ਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਡਾ husband ਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਘਰੋਂ ਧੱਕੇ ਮਾਰਨੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਕੱਢ ਦੇਣਾ ਆ. He's not going to accept you in the house ਹੈ ਨਾ. In other words ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ ਦਰਗਾਹ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਇੱਕ ਖੋਟਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਖਰਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ. ਖੋਟੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਚੱਕ ਕੇ ਮਾਰਨਾ. You know when you ask alcoholics ਹੈ ਨਾ they some of them get really bad state and we said if your wife did it what would you do? You know? If your wife came home and she'd off her head, she'd proper off her head, you know? And like she's like, kuch karna nahi, kehna nahi, nyane look after nahi karni, kuch nahi kehna, she's off her head, you have to pick her up from outside and bring her home. What would you do? What do the majority of them say? ਘਰੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢ ਦੇਣਾ ਇਹਨੇ. Majority say ਘਰੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢ ਦੇਣਾ. ਇਹ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ tradition ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ in India, you know that. ਇਹ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ that's what Guru references ਹੈ ਭਈ ਖਸਮੋਂ ਧੱਕੇ ਖਾਏ. ਫਿਰ ਖਸਮ ਤੋਂ ਧੱਕੇ ਖਾਣੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਗੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. ਜੇ ਗੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਫਿਰ husband ਤੋਂ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ tradition ਹੈਗੇ ਧੱਕੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਆ. That's why even Gurbani uses as examples where Guru saying ਆਪਣੇ ਪੇਵਕੜੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੰਮ ਗੁਣ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ ਫਿਰ ਸਹੁਰੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੰਮ ਆ ਜਾਣੇ ਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ. Moms nowadays they say ਦਾਲ ਬਣਾਉਣੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਪੈ ਜਾਣੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਹੈ ਨਾ. ਦਾਲ ਬਣਾਉਣੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ. Why do they say that? Because they say ਤੂੰ ਇਹ ਤੇਰਾ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. What they're saying is ਇਹ ਤੇਰਾ ਘਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. Where you're staying now, this ain't your home. You have to go to another home. That's your home. ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਤੇਰਾ ਘਰ ਹੋਣਾ ਆ. ਇੱਥੇ ਗੁਣ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਸੁੱਖ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ. The same with Guru's telling us here, ਇੱਥੇ ਕੁਛ ਗੁਣ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ and take it with you. And we say, you know, I want to teach you Sikhi a little bit as you're going along, you know, we drew gun here. Let's say you do something really good. Changa kar liya, tusi bani par ਲਈ, tusi seva kar le. What do you think you need? What's needed to take that with you? You need to put it in something. It's something we talked about at a retreat. What do you need? What do you need to put? What plate do you have to put that in to take it with you? Because gun kharab ho sakta. Do you understand that your something good that you do can go kharab as well? Do you understand that? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ? ਚੰਗੇ ਗੁਣ ਹਰ ਬਿਸਰਤ ਤੇਰੇ ਗੁਣ ਗਲਿਆ. We read it every day ਨਾ. ਉਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਿਸਰ ਜਾਂਦਾ we do something bad. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੰਗੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਗਲ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਖਰਾਬ. So to take your gun that you're doing, let's say you come Gurdwara today, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਜਾਣੀ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼, what do you have to do? What do you have to put it in? What do you think it is? ਹਾਂਜੀ ਕਲੀਨ ਭਾਂਡਾ. ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ? ਖਾਸਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. ਉਹ ਕਲੀਨ ਭਾਂਡਾ
ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ
ਸੁੱਚਾ ਭਾਂਡਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਨਾ. ਸੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨਾ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਕਰਾਈਬ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ. ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੈਸੇ ਗੁਰ ਬਚਨ ਸੱਚਨ ਗੁਰ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਮੈਂ. ਸੱਚਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਇਸ ਓਨੈਸਟ ਸਿੱਖ. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਓਨੈਸਟ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਬਚਨ ਟਿਕ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਇਹਦਾ ਹਿਰਦਾ. You know, have honesty. ਜਾਣੀਏ ਮਹਾਤਮ ਗਏ ਹੀ ਹਰਿਦੁਆਰ ਜੀ. He goes, ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਛੋਟੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਲੱਗਦੀਆਂ ਨਾ. You know, we come Gurdwara, don't we? And you see something on the floor and you picked it up and you put it in the bin. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਲੱਗਣੀ ਆ ਨਾ. ਉਹ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ. Guru loves it. You know, you're sitting at home and you're bored and you say, I want to watch and you say, ਰਹਿਣ ਦੇ ਅੰਗਾ Gurdwara. Guru ਬਹੁਤ ਲਾਈਕ ਕਰਦਾ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ. Then feel if the hirda's honest and you place it in the honesty, ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਸਵਾਲ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ. ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ. ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਫॉर ਸਿੱਖੀ ਟੂ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ that, ਹੈ ਨਾ. ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਸੇਇੰਗ ਇਸ ਖਸਮੋਂ ਧੱਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਣੇ ਅਸੀਂ. ਇੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਸੇਇੰਗ ਕੌਣ ਆ ਮਤ ਹਰ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਹਮਾਰੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਾ that you we go to knock on the door say please let me in. ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਮੈਂ ਦਰ 'ਤੇ ਆਇਆ. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ says ਇਹ ਕੌਣ ਆ? ਇਹ ਬਾਣੀ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਨਾ. ਇਹ ਖਮਦੇ ਬਾਣੀ ਪੇ ਕੌਣ ਆ? ਇਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੌਣ ਆ ਗਿਆ? I don't recognize him because ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. We have done nothing where ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ recognize ਹਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਹੈ. ਸਮਝ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ? ਇਹ ਪਰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਣ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਇਹ ਕੌਣ ਆ? You're going to say to us, this is a ਖਸਮ ਧੱਕੇ ਖਾਏ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਪੀ ਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਖਸਮ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕੱਢੋ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਾ ਐਂਡ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਥਿੰਗ these ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੱਸੇ ਪਾਨ ਸੁਪਾਰੀ ਖਾਤੀਆਂ ਮੁੱਖ ਬੀੜੀਆਂ ਲਾਈਆਂ ਹਰ ਕਦੇ ਨਾ ਚੇਤੇ ਹੋ ਜਮ ਪਕੜ ਚਲਾਈਆਂ ਵੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਬੀੜੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਬੀੜੀ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੈ ਨਾ you understand the word in India roll up ਬੀੜੀ man knock it back ਇਹ ਉਹ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਪਾਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੰਬਾਕੂ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ You know, we saw a pawn shop near our street on Fowler Road. If you go Coventry, Fowler Road, pawn house ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ people just come from all over the Midlands to that pawn shop. ਉਹ ਪਾਨ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਪਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੰਬਾਕੂ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ tobacco in it. ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਜੇ ਪਾਨ ਸੁਪਾਰੀ ਖਾਤੀਆਂ ਮੁੱਖ ਬੀੜੀਆਂ ਲਾਈਆਂ ਐਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ smoking them and all that ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਹਰ ਤਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਚੇਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਾ ਫਿਰ ਜਮਾਂ ਨੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਫਿਰ angel of death ਨੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਫਿਰ ਹੈ ਨਾ so this is ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ and पे कबीर भांग माछली सुरा पान जो प्राणी खाए तीर्थ बरत नेम किए ते सवे रसातल जाए हुण भंग की गल आ गई मच्छी की गल आ गई सुरा पान शराब ये तो मेन अर्थ जिहड़ा हैगा ऑन स्टिकां तुसीं पढ़ लो सुरा पान भी शराब है ना सो कबीर जी भी कहंदे ये जिहड़ी चीज़ां करदे आ ते इन्हां नाल सारा कुछ काम खराब हो जाना दैन पर नारी ये रहतनामा भाई नंद लाल जी ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪੰਜ ਐਬ ਆ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪੰਜ ਦੂਤ ਐਵਰ ਨੋਜ਼ ਆਫ ਪੰਜ ਦੂਤ ਆ ਨਾ ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਕਲਾਸ ਤਾਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਪੰਜ ਦੂਤ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਇਸ ਨਾ ਪੰਜ ਦੂਤ ਕੀ ਆ ਗੁੱਡ ਵਧੀਆ ਵੈਰੀ ਗੁੱਡ ਰਹਿਤਨਾਮੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜ ਹੋਰ ਦੱਸਿਓ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਰ ਨਾਰੀ ਦੀ ਦਾ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੋਜ਼ ਦੂਤ ਆ ਇਨਸਾਈਡ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਬਾਹਰਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆ ਇਸ ਪਰ ਨਾਰੀ ਜੂਆ ਖੇਲਣਾ ਗੈਂਬਲਿੰਗ ਅਸਤ ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਚੋਰੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਤੇ ਮਦਰਾ ਇਜ਼ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਪੰਜ ਐਬ ਇਹ ਜਗਤ ਮੈਂ ਤਜੇ ਸੁਸਿੰਘ ਸੁਜਾਨ ਤੇ ਰਹਿਤਨਾਮੇ if you read them some ਰਹਿਤਨਾਮੇ have like dodgy stuff in them as well ਹੈ ਨਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹ ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਪਰ if you read ਰਹਿਤਨਾਮੇ ਪੇ ਕੁੱਠਾ ਹੁੱਕਾ ਚਰਸ ਤਮਾਕੂ ਗਾਂਜਾ ਟੋਪੀ ਤਾਰੀ ਖਾਕੂ ਇਨਕੀ ਔਰ ਨਾ ਕਬਹੂ ਵੇਖੈ ਰਹਿਤਵੰਤ ਸੁਸਿੰਘ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਪੇ ਕੁੱਠਾ ਵੀ ਹੁੱਕਾ ਚਰਸ ਇਸ cannabis ਤਮਾਕੂ ਪੀਣਾ ਗਾਂਜਾ ਵੀ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਟੋਪੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਸਿਰ 'ਤੇ ਟੋਪੀ ਆਉਣ ਤਾਰੀ ਤੇ ਖਾਕੂ ਤੇ ਪਰ ਨਾਰੀ ਆ and ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਇਨਕੀ ਔਰ ਨਾ ਕਬਹੂ ਵੇਖੈ ਸਿੰਘ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਸ ਰਹਿਤਨਾਮੇ saying ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦਿਸ written as even in the ਰਹਿਤਨਾਮੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਆ and this is interesting thing for you guys ਇਹ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ I could read ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਰਣਧੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਬੁੱਕਸ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਗਿਆਨ ਸਿੰਘ wrote ਤਵਾਰੀਖ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ lot of people don't know this when ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਅੱਖੀ ਡਿੱਠੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵਾਰਤਾ ਆ ਦਰਜ ਕਰਨਾ ਵੀ ਅਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਸਮਝਿਆ doesn't matter you can read that letter or I can send you if you want it but what ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ said when I met him and he goes as we were talking he goes he pulled out ਫੀਮ and ਗਿਆਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਫੀਮ ਕੱਢ ਲਈ ਫੀਮ ਦਾ ਗੋਲਾ and he goes we grabbed his ਹੱਥ ਉਹਦਾ ਹੱਥ ਫੜ ਲਿਆ says yeah ਭਈ he goes ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਅਫੀਮ ਖਾਣ ਦੀ ਵਾਦੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਪਰਦਾ ਪਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਅਫੀਮ ਖਾਣ ਦੀ ਇਲਤ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਇਜ਼ ਸਿੱਧ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਅਫੀਮ ਖਵਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ in your history he said ਤੂੰ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਭਈ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਡਰਗ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਮੰਨ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ he admitted it here ਇਹ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਜੀ ਬੜੇ he goes ਛਿੱਥੇ ਪਏ ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਦਿਲ ਤੋਂ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਮੰਨ ਲਿਆ he goes he accepted it and he said in the next version he goes in number 2 of his book he goes you took it out he goes you took him out in version 2 ਹੈ ਨਾ he goes ਉਹਨੇ ਸ਼ਰਮ ਮੰਨੀ inside ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਗਲਤੀ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਮੰਨ ਲਈ ਉਹਨੇ but the history then got put drugs in the history ਹੈ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਹੁਣ some people just use history to justify ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਬਹੁਤ clear ਹੈ you can't ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹਿਲਾਉਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ you can't do that anyone does ਸਿਮਰਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਮਰਨ try ਕਰ ਲਓ I've heard people that say if you take nasha it makes you ਸਿਮਰਨ better ਜਾਣ ਦੇ ਭਰਾਵਾ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਨਾ you know these things is because your man's ਹਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ you know when your man's ਹਿਲਦਾ you're using it to settle your ਹਿਲਦਾ ਮਨ you don't ਹਿਲਦੇ ਮਨ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਭਗਤੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ you don't not supposed to do it like that we even show some of the alcoholics how you could calm yourself down then do Simran you have to calm yourself down first ਹੈ ਨਾ you don't need a drug to do that ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਰੀਦਿੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਚਣੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਮੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ it's a perception of the world that's how we change things you know but I ain't got that much time I'm sorry I have to go fast ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਾਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੋਹਣੀ ਤਨੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਿਨ ਠਗੋਲੀ ਪਾਈਆ where does that come ਵਾਹ 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 ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਬਚਨ ਸਮਝ ਲਿਆ ਤੇ ਜਾਣ ਲਿਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਬਚਨ ਤੇ ਸਟ੍ਰੇਟ ਅਵੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਆ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਮਾਇਆ ਤੇ ਠਗੋਲੀ what do you take that when you read it ਮਾਇਆ and ਠਗੋਲੀ when you read that every morning ਇਹ ਮਨ ਚੰਚਲਾ ਚਤਰਾਈ ਕਿਨੇ ਨਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਚਤਰਾਈ ਨਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਕਿਨੇ ਤੂੰ ਸੁਣ ਮਨ ਮੇਰਿਆ ਇਹ ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹਣੀ ਜਿਨ ਏਤ ਭਰਮ ਭੁਲਾਇਆ ਮਾਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੋਹਣੀ ਤੇਨੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਿਨ ਠਗੋਲੀ ਪਾਈ ਆ what does that mean to you when you're reading it
ਮਾਇਆ ਠੱਗਦੀ
ਹਾਂ
ਮਾਇਆ ਠੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ
ਹਾਂ this is good we need lecturers yeah lecture ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇਹ ਗਿਆਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਮਾਇਆ ਠੱਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ saying ਜਿਹਨੇ ਠਗੋਲੀ ਪਾਈ ਆ ਵਿੱਚ you know what ਠਗੋਲੀ is ਠਗੋਲੀ ਗੋਲੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਨਾ it's like you know ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਸੀ from Coventry ਉੱਤੇ to ਪੰਜਾਬ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਆ ਗਏ ਨਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਦੇ about 7 ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਨਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਦੇਗ ਤਾਂ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਗ ਤਾਂ ਲੈ ਲਓ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਦੇਗ ਦੇਤੀ to the ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਨਾ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਕੋ ਬੇਹੋਸ਼ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਦੇਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਠਗੋਲੀ ਪਾਤੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ they put the drug in the ਦੇਗ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਉਹ ਸੌਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਆਂਦੇ ਉਹ ਬੈਗ ਲੁੱਟ ਕੇ ਲੱਖੀ ਸਰੀਰ ਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾ ਬੈਗ they took the stuff ਹੈ ਨਾ the bags ਉਹਨੇ ਠਗੋਲੀ ਪਾਤੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਗ 'ਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਮਾਇਆ 'ਚ ਪਾਤੀ ਆ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨੇ in ਮਾਇਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਦੱਸੋ the ਸ਼ਬਦ is saying ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਮਾਇਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਫਸ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਸੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਮੇਰਾ ਆ ਘਰ ਵੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਗੱਡੀ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਦੇਹ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਆ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ really nothing yours isn't it really what's yours ਪ੍ਰਾਣੀ ਕਿਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਕਿਆ ਤੇਰਾ ਜੈਸੇ ਤਰਵਰ ਪੰਖ ਬਸੇਰਾ you know the birds come on migration and they sit on the tree the bird never says ਇਹ ਦਰਖਤ ਮੇਰਾ ਆ the bird never says ਹੈ ਨਾ ਬਾਣੀ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਜੇ ਵੀ ਕਮ here ਧਰਤੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ nothing here is mine ਉੱਡਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੋਂ just like migration ਹੈ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ migration ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜਿਹਦਾ transmigration ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ migration ਹੈ ਸਾਡਾ nothing's here for us so ਮਾਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੋਹਣੀ ਤੈਨੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨੇ ਮਾਇਆ ਬਣਾਈ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਠਗੋਲੀ ਵੀ ਪਾਤੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਵਿੱਚੇ ਪਾਤੀ ਆ ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਵੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਉਹ ਠੱਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗਾ they're going to get done they're going to get scammed ਹੈ ਨਾ they're going to end up with nothing ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੰਦਰਲੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹ ਲੈ ਲੈਣੀ ਆ ਮਾਇਆ ਨੇ it's going to take all of it then ਮੈਂ ਫੇ ਚੱਲੇ ਜੁਆਰੀ ਦੋਏ ਹੱਥ ਝਾੜ ਇਹ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ 'ਚ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਜੁਆਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ goes to gambling go to Las Vegas or something ਹੈ ਨਾ they go with a few £1,000 spend it all and come back like this ਇੰਨੀ ਪੈਸਾ ਦੋਏ ਹੱਥ ਝਾੜ ਗੁਰੂ uses that example ਭਈ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਕੀ ਆ what's your ਧਨ ਨੇ where's your money where's your ਤੇਰੇ ਕਰੰਸੀ ਕੀ ਆ nothing ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਸੀ ਸੱਚ ਸੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੂੰ ਸ਼ਰਾਬੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਗੁਰੂ saying we're addicts ਹੈ ਨਾ in Gurbani what's a true addict then ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਐਡਿਕਟ ਹਾਂ what's a true addict in ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ then ਸੱਚਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਐਡਿਕਟ ਆ ਚੰਗਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
Addict to naam.
ਹਾਂ
Someone who's addicted to naam.
addicted to ਨਾਮ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸੋ ਦੁਰਮਤ ਮਦ ਜੋ ਪੀਵਤੇ ਬਿਖਲੀ ਪਤ ਕਮਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੂਰਖ ਆ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਰਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਚੀਜ਼, ਉਹਨੇ ਪਾਗਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਪਾਸੇ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ। ਪਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਸੈਜ਼ ਰਾਮ ਰਸਾਇਣ ਜੋ ਰਤੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੱਚ ਅਮਲੀ। ਸੱਚੇ ਅਮਲੀ ਉਹ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਭਗਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। they go drunk, person goes drunk, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਸ਼ਰਾਬੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਉਹ। not like not that drunk, ਹੈ ਨਾ, they're not that drunk, the worldly drunk, ਉਹ ਸ਼ਰਾਬੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। go loopy, ਹੈ ਨਾ। you know, ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਸੇ ਲੋਟ ਪੋਟ, ਹੁਣ ਲੋਟ ਪੋਟ ਹੋਏ ਪਈ ਆ। ਹੁਣ ਆਕਲ ਬਿਕਲ ਪਈ ਗੁਰ ਦੇਖੇ। if you see ਗੁਰੂ, ਜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ, you can handle it, you can't handle it, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਉਹ ਹੈਂਡਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ saying, you can't handle it। ਉਹਦੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ too much, then you go ਲੋਟ ਪੋਟ, you go drunk। ਇਨਸਾਨ ਡਰੰਕ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ। ਬਈ ਗੁਰਸੁੰਦਰ ਮੋਹਨ ਪਾਏ ਕਰੇ ਹਰ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਬਾਣੀ ਮਨ ਮਾਰਿਆ, ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਸੁੱਧ ਬੁੱਧ ਵਿਸਰ ਗਈ, ਮਨ ਆਸਾ ਚਿੰਤ ਵਿਸਾਰਿਆ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਦੀ ਸੁੱਧੀ ਬੁੱਧੀ ਆ, you can't work out what it is anymore। like now you're working out abluwa, this is this, ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਖੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ, that kind of stuff, but it goes all, everything goes all ਲੋਟ ਪੋਟ, it goes messed up, you don't know what anything is anymore। ਇਹ ਅਮਲੀ ਆ, ਉਹ ਅਮਲੀ ਆ ਅਸਲੀਅਤ ਵਿੱਚ, not the one ਸ਼ਰਾਬਾਂ ਪੀਂਦੇ। ਅਮਲੀ ਉਹ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਾਮ ਨਾ ਰੰਗੇ ਹੋਣ। so now we're going to do the final bit now। ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਪੁੱਛਣੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ, what do you love? This is a lesson that we kind of do with the addicts as well। so can you tell me, like, do you love your family? Do you love your family? Yes। Shall I do show of hands? family ਨੂੰ ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ? ਕਿੰਨਾ ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ? ਹੈਂ? ਬਹੁਤ?
Only on good days।
Only on good days। it's good even if you do that much, ਹੈ ਨਾ, nowadays, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ, what do you love? You love life?
Waking up every morning, love that।
Sick, man। Waking up every morning। ਹੋਰ ਦੱਸੋ। ਹਾਂਜੀ? Love peace। You know love is that word that's so messed up। It's like ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ now, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨੇ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਤਾ word, ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੀ। ਤਾਂ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ doesn't mean anything anymore। ਸੁਣਾ ਇਸੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਠੀਕ ਆ, ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਹੋਵੇ, ਲੱਗਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੂੰ, ਹੈ ਨਾ। you know what I mean? but you say love, ਹੈ ਨਾ, you say love। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਅੱਜ, we're going to learn something today। come on, tell me how you love। what love mean? what does love mean to you? ਇੱਥੇ husband and wife ਬੈਠੇ ਆ, husbands and wives, ਕਿੱਥੇ husband and wife ਬੈਠੇ? are there husband and wives here? ਹਾਂ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਵਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ? ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ? ਰੋਟੀ ਪਕਾ ਕੇ ਆਏ? I'm just joking। do you know love? What's love? What does that mean to you?
You do anything for that person.
ਹਾਂਜੀ?
You do anything for that person.
Do anything for that person, that's good, yeah। wow। who do you love that you do anything for them? ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਕਹਿਣ, you just do it, you say ਹਾਂਜੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਆ। who's that? huh? who do you love? what do you love? what's love? what's love? ਹਾਂਜੀ? taking care, good। dedicate। ਕੁਝ ਚੰਗਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਿਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ, ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ? ਕੋਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ? do you love ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ? ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ? how much you love ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ? ਕਿੰਨਾ ਲਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ? did you ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਆਏ ਅੱਜ ਨੇ? ਕਿਉਂ ਆਏ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ? why you come here? to gain some knowledge। ਹਾਂਜੀ? ਸੰਗਤ। what else? ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ? ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਦੱਸੋ, ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ? Did your mum slap you ਦੋ ਕੰਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਨੱਠ ਜਾ ਤੂੰ ਘਰੋਂ ਤੂੰ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਚੱਲ ਕੁਛ ਕਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ What? How have you come? ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਏ ਆ Come on guys, you're going to speed this up, you're going to make my time run out. Excited. ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਏ ਤੁਸੀਂ To learn, good. ਕਿਹੜੇ emotion ਨਾਲ ਆਏ ਆ Learning is not an emotion. Emotion ਨਾਲ ਕਿਹੜੇ emotion ਨਾਲ ਆਏ ਆ Have you come bored? Have you come here curious? Badhiya, excited to learn. We're going to learn about Sikhi and Pyar today, you know. To see, you'll understand. When I ask addicts, do you love your family? What do you think they say? They say, I love my family more than anything. Then when we go through this exercise, you find out that they love the bottle. Jina pyar ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੋਤਲ ਤੇ drug ਨਾਲ ਆ is pure. Their love for that thing is so pure that Guru had to use it in Vani. By amali amal na ambada machi neer na hoye. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਮਲੀ ਅਮਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਦਾਂ ਜੇ ਤੂੰ ਭਗਤੀ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਤੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਪਾ ਲੈਣਾ ਆ how amali addict does it. That's how you go to Sikhi. Like an addict. ਤੁਸੀਂ addicted ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ addicted ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਨਾ Are you addicted to waking up by ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾ ਮੈਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ addicted ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ addicted ਹੈਗੇ ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਐਨ ਇਹਦੇ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਕੁਛ ਲੱਭਣਾ ਆ ਹਾਂ How do we do it? How do you do it? If you learn this, look, sometimes things take people long time. Take me long time to understand something. Sometimes I shouldn't talk too much, innit? Because what you do, if your person's here and you tell them about this, they don't know what this middle bit is. You understand? Your journey hundi ya, every journey karni pendi. I'm going to tell you this over here because I like you. I like you today. You know, our Guru's telling us to do. And remember, ਇਹ ਮੇਰੀ knowledge ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ knowledge ਆ I'm not telling you anything that I've devised ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ knowledge ਆ ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਆ so I can't claim it ਹੈ ਨਾ but Guru tells us to love like this ਪਹਿਲਾਂ there's a lotus Guru ji says yeah lotus ਆ ਉਹ ਪਾਣੀ ਤੇ ਬਹਿ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ sits on water and the waves come ਉਹ ਐਦਾਂ ਹਿਲ ਹੁਲ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦਾ it just stays there You know what it's got? It's got tolerance, है ना? ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ love ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ tolerate ਕਰਦੇ ਆ when you say you love you know ask about Guru ji if Guru ji said to you today ਅੱਜ ਤੇਰੇ disease ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤੈਨੂੰ what would you say to Guru ji would you say Guru ji ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਪਾਠ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਰਦਾ I'm doing this ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਣੀ you mess me about man I'm going ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ now and who thought tolerance nahi hun love nahi hai na got no love yeah because you can't tolerate to love you have to tolerate second cheez hai gi ya dependency ye machi ya in the fish loves the water is essential it's absolute without pani fish can't survive hun have we got dependency when asked about you know waking up see early uthna see apna kaam karna Have you got dependency for that? You should have dependency, है ना? Say नहीं ये तो बगैर तो मेरा काम ही नहीं होना मेरा है ना? काम ही नहीं होना. I'm not going to be able to do any Sikhi tomorrow if I don't wake up and do something first. चंगी तरह दृढ़ हो जावे. You know, पिछले राती जागना नाम दान इशनान दृढ़ाए. You know, नाम दान ते इशनान only happens at Amrit Vela. You can't do that. You can't do it at 6-7 o'clock. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦ੍ਰਿੜ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਅੰਦਰ otherwise it don't stay you can read ਸ਼ਬਦ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵੀ ਸਾਬਾ ਹੀ ਸਾਲਾ ਜਿਨੀ ਧਿਆਇਆ ਇੱਕ ਮਨ ਸਹੀ ਪੂਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਵਕਤ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਲੜ ਮੂਏ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉੱਠ ਖੜਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਆ ਉਹ ਸੂਰਮੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉੱਠ ਖੜਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਪਏ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ then you're not going to get ਹੁਣ dependency ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ so there's no love there love's decreased these receptors the dopamine ain't getting kicked the dopamine ain't kicking off ਜੇ devotion ਹੈ you know ਚਾਤਰਿਕ anyone know ਚਾਤਰਿਕ ਕੀ ਆ ਚਾਤਰਿਕ what's the attribute of a chatrik if you do this now you'll change today ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ change ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ if you do these things and I'm promise ਕਰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੋਲ ਰਿਹਾ you change today what's a chatrik it's a rain bird ਹੈ ਨਾ it wants one drop and it keeps singing for the drop to come from there but there's pani everywhere that's devotion ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਇਹੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਕਾਸ਼ ਤੋਂ ਡਿੱਗਦਾ ਉਹ ਲੈਣਾ ਮੈਂ I don't want that ਉਹ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਦੱਸ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਦਾ ਡਿਵੋਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਇਸੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੇਦ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੁਣ ਅਗਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਮੰਦਰ 'ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ only one ਇੱਕ ਬਾਣੀ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰ ਇੱਕੋ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ I want one I don't want two then that's devotion now ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਾਰਟਨਰ ਆ why does a person commit adultery because he wants two true love is devoted to one true love is devoted to one ਹੈ ਨਾ so ਉਹ ਇੱਕ then that's love ਉਹਨੂੰ love ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ this is sacrifice when you know when you put ਦੁੱਧ up to boil even in India ਪਾਣੀ ਵੀ ਪਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਥੋੜਾ why do you do that why do you put water in the milk ਪਾਣੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ the answer's there you can read it why do you put pani in it the water burns what were you going to say
The water shields the milk.
yeah the water shields the milk yeah does it say that there yeah, it protects the milk that's what it does that's love you know that's love ਇਹ ਆ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਵੇ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗੇ hurts me but not that then that's love ਹੈ ਨਾ and then here longing chakvi what does chakvi do ਇਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਰਡਸ ਆ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਵਰਡਸ ਆ you should know these ਚਕਵੀ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਚਾਤਰਕ ਕੀ ਆ mean you should know what mean is mean ਇੱਕ ਮੱਛੀ ਆ ਨਾ but what does a chakvi do what does it do chakvi longing why has it got longing ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਰਾਤ ਬੈਠੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ it's waiting for the sun to rise again when it goes down it gets depressed because ਮੈਨੂੰ ਧੁੱਪ I need the ਸੂਰਜ ਚੱਕਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸੂਰਜ ਮੁਖ ਲੱਗ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਸੂਰਜ ਮੁਖ ਲੱਗੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ the ਸੂਰਜ ਐਦਾਂ ਲਵ ਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਦਾ ਸਿੱਖ loves like that ਜਿਹੜਾ addict ਆ it loves the bottle on all of those things addict does addict don't care this is how Guru says to amli ban he said amli is tarah ban that you love Guru that much you love your Bani that much you love WhyGuru that much you love the Sangat that much you love the Guru Ghar that much but tu sacrifice kar lena apne aap nu tu dependent ban jana us cheez te tu devoted ho jana us cheez te you understand you're going to give everything for it then that's love because love we couldn't define it you can't do it sometimes you have to define you have to give a name to something ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ I'm going to just do this bit funny really you know we say ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਨਾ ਤੂੰ ਚੱਕਵੀ ਕਲਾ ਕਹਿ ਦਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਕਲਾ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੱਕਵੀ ਕਲਾ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਭਈ ਅੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਚੱਕਵੀ ਪਈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ longing for it ਇਸ ਕਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਰਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ ਨੂੰ ਹੈ ਨਾ and then you know your receptors ਜਿਹੜੇ dopamine ਛੱਡਦੇ ਆ they start doing it for Kirtan then do you understand this gal hopefully you understand your receptors start doing it for going Gurdwara then I knew that you might not change ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੋਨਾ ਘੋਨਾ ਸੀਗਾ I used to be messing about and ਕਾਂਟੇ ਪਾਇਓ ਸੀਗੇ and all this stuff ਹੈ ਨਾ but ਜਦੋਂ when you change you know when you change ਹੈ ਨਾ Guru does something to you man he grabs you man bends somewhere ਪੁੱਠਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਮਨ ਹੈ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ then your receptors change ਜਿੱਥੇ ਰਸ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ for stuff you start going Gurdwara you say I don't care nobody's there innit it make no difference don't make no difference ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ you started doing Kirtan ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਉੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਵੀ 7 o'clock 6:30 in the morning ਉਹ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕੋਈ 7 people 8 people don't matter innit everyone wants stages now ਕੀਰਤਨੀ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਆ ਕੀਰਤਨੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਕੁ ਸੰਗਤ ਆਉਗੀ है ना स्टेज स्टूज की गल नहीं है noise when you're there guru's there है ना अंग संग आ now your dopamine and ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅੰਦਰਲੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਆ you get wired differently you ain't going to change if you come to learn about Sikhi ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਚੇਂਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਇੱਦਾਂ if you just think ਮੈਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ ਪਾਠ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਠੀਕ ਆ that might change something ਹੈ ਨਾ change ਉਦੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ when it's spontaneous inside here something has to break you inside has to break you ਹੈ ਨਾ and if we talk about that ਜਿਹੜਾ addiction ਵੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸੀ ਦੀ ਆ something has to be really really spontaneous ਵੱਡੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ in your life something has to go whack then you change then you start forget this man I saw the whole dunya putti when you start listening guru like this you start seeing is this putha kam kar liya sara Sikhi it's not fair I shouldn't speak like this but I have to meri avastha idan di hoyi ho I'm a bit disappointed you know what we do temporary Sikhi je thodi Sikhi last about 4 years it all 2-3 ਸਾਲ ਕੱਢਣੇ ਫਿਰ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਹੈਬਿਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਵਾਪਸ back ones look ਤੁਸੀਂ young ਆ ਹਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਬੁੱਢਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਆ I'll tell you some things Sikh you know before I used to swear in all my sentences if every 2 sentences I used the F word every second sentence ਮੈਂ ਪ੍ਰਣ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਣਾ ਨਾ you can't swear the day you stop swearing ਫਿਰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਣ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀ ਤੂੰ that stop I never swore after that ਗਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਢੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਟੈਂ ਟੈਂ ਐਫ ਇਹਦੀ ਮਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਭੈਣ ਦੀ ਰਾਈਟ ਮੈਂ ਖਿਮਾ ਦਾ ਜਾ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਖੜਾ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ these are the ਗੱਲਾਂ that we saying and this is ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਸਿੱਖ this is ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਸਿੱਖ can you imagine ਨਾਨਕ ਫਿੱਕੇ ਬੋਲੀਏ ਤਨ ਮਨ ਫਿੱਕਾ ਹੋਏ ਫਿੱਕੋ ਫਿੱਕਾ ਸਦੀਏ ਫਿੱਕੇ ਫਿੱਕੀ ਸੋਏ ਫਿੱਕਾ ਦਰਗਾਹ ਸੱਟੀਏ ਮੂੰਹ ਥੁੱਕਾਂ ਫਿੱਕੇ ਪਾਏ ਫਿੱਕਾ ਮੂਰਖ ਆਖੀਏ ਭਾਣਾ ਲੈ ਇਸਦਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੇ ਛਿੱਤਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਦਰਗਾਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਛਿੱਤਰ ਪੈਣੇ ਆ ਫॉर ਸਪੀਕਿੰਗ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਨਾ ਪਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਸੱਚਾ ਹਿਰਦਾ ਆ ਸੱਚੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਿੰਦਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਚੇ ਕੂੜ ਨਾ ਗੱਡਈ ਮਨ ਵੇਖੋ ਕੌਣ ਨਿਰਜਾਸ ਯੂ ਕਾਂਟ ਮਿਕਸ ਸੱਚ ਵਿਦ ਝੂਠ ਦ ਮਿਕਸ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਯੂ ਕਾਂਟ ਮਿਕਸ ਇਟ ਯੂ ਸ਼ੋ ਮੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਿਕਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਦਿਖਾ ਦਿਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ So love is either love or it's not love. Now the last thing I'm going to say, because at the time, I'm going to carry on next week when we talk more about Jivan next week and about how you do it in your house. But I want you to just think about Gurbani says, what's the foundation of love? Love the foundation kiya. What's the foundation of love? Even if you look at it from a worldly perspective. Love the foundation kiya.
You think someone else before you.
ठीक है think about somebody else but emotion kya hai emotion हाँ जी care close yeah trust compassion नहीं यार तो थोड़ा पता होना चाहिए हाँ जी attachment close what unconditional what's the baseline of love ਹਾਂਜੀ ਰਿਸਪੈਕਟ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੇਸਲਾਈਨ ਆਫ ਲਵ ਇਜ਼ ਡਰ ਇਹ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਨਾ all these things ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਰਿਆ ਉਹ ਫੁੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਡਰਿਆ ਇਸ ਕੋ ਇਨਸਟਿੰਕਟ that says ਮੈਂ ਡੁੱਬਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਮੱਛੀ ਨੂੰ ਡਰਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਾ ਕੱਢ ਦਿਓ and it starts loving it ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚਾਤਰਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਡਰਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬੂੰਦ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ you can only ਨਾਨਕ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਮਨ ਪਾਓ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਮਨ ਪਾਓ and Guru ji says can you just get ਡਰ like this ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਡਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਹੋਰ ਆ ਗੁਰਮਤੀ ਭਾਉ ਉਪਜੈ ਭਾਈ ਭਾਉ ਕਰਨੀ ਸੱਚ ਸਾਰ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਪਦਾਰਥ ਪਾਈਏ ਭਾਈ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਭਾਉ ਆ ਉਹ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਡਰ you only get that through Guru's bachan do you know that not worldly ਡਰ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਐਵੇਂ ਆ ਜੋ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ worldly ਡਰ ਆ ਮਨ ਨਾ ਡਿਗੇ ਤਨ ਕਾਹੇ ਕੋ ਡਰਾਏ ਮੈਂ ਡਰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਪਰ you know the Bhagat said the Bhagat was scared Sikh is scared you know that still come on we're talking French or something ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ Sikh is scared you know why Sikh is scared Sikh is still scared, you know that? Because everyone says, Sikh nirpo, wow, darda nahi kisi cheez to. That's not true. It's not true. It's not true, है ना? Sikh darda है. मैं संतन के हम उल्टे सेवक भगतन के डर पावों, है ना? ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਦਾ ਆ ਸਿੱਖ ਇਸ਼ਕਾੜੇ ਦੀ ਭਗਤੀ ਆ Sikh has love then when he starts fearing like that then they have in our panth love's gone no love anyone nobody loves anyone ਮੈਂ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ nobody loves anyone the conditional love that I've seen ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰਾ brain ਹੀ ਪੁੱਠਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ I said what the hell is this Guru Ji should have showed me this about 20 years ago no one loves anybody because ਉਹ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ you're not scared of a Sikh to say ਇਸ Sikh ਨੇ ਬਚਨ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਬੰਦ ਹੀ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਮੇਰਾ you're not scared ਹੈ ਨਾ we're not scared you have to be scared of WhyGuru na to love WhyGuru ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਸਹੀ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਆ ਰਹਿਤ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਸਲਾਮ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਕਰੇ I like that one but I don't like that one ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਿਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਡਰਿਆ when Bhai Tarsem Singh got up what do you think how do you think he got up what do you think about these things now Bhai Tarsem Singh ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ how did he get up we say oh he was scared man ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ simplify ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਹੀ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰਤਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ how did he get up you think
He built up his courage.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ he's brave I'm not saying he wasn't brave what do you think it was ਹਾਂ look at that he goes ਮੈਂ ਲਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ ਝੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ without Guru tolerance ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ dependent ਰਿਹਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇ He's saying, manu devotion hai Guru na manu ek Guru chahiਦਾ if the Guru saying sirya sacrifice hai na ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸਿਰ ਦੇਣਾ longing ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨੂੰ ਆ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ look what he was in it look what that Sikh was on that day ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ we ain't got that na because we simplify it we say yeah, he's brave that day he wasn't he said ਮੈਂ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ without Guru I don't know what Guru wants, but I'm going to give it. That's Sikhi, you know? It's Sikhiya. When your Sikhi is like that, then you love. When your Sikhi is like in another way, your way we're saying, that bit's okay, but aani karna, aani karna. When love sara chale gaya. Love's gone, you know? Now you're not dependent. Now I can't rely on you. You can't rely on me. Because you know what Guru says ਜੇ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਪਰ ਹਰ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਠੱਗੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਦੇ ਲੋ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਨਾਲ ਠੱਗੀਆਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਡੂ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਮਦਰ ਐਂਡ ਫਾਦਰ ਮਾਜਨ ਛੋਟਾ ਹੈ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੁਛ ਲਿਸਨ anyone who scams their mom and dad eventually Guru ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ you know that ਇਹ ਭਾਈ ਗੁਰਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਆ eventually you do it to Guru the one who does to their mother and father because Bhai Gurdas describes something ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਂ ਪਿਓ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਬੱਚੇ ਲਈ ਬੱਚਾ can't do it it's impossible have you which one of you who's not married here who's not married ਬਚ ਗਏ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ I'm just kidding when you're ਨਿਆਣੇ when you're ਨਿਆਣੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਆ you'll understand what you do for ਨਿਆਣਾ that ਨਿਆਣਾ can't do it back ਉਹ ਨਿਆਣਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਨੈਪੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਦੀ ਟੋਇਲਟ ਨਿਕਲੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ you have to go and clean it you have to do that crying all day like you have to sort it out at middle of the night you ain't going to do that when your mum and dad says about 2 o'clock at night oh ਉੱਠ ਛੱਤ ਚੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਇਹ ਬੈ around wait you talk to you in the morning ਹੈ ਨਾ that's what you do ਹੈ ਨਾ that's what you do ਹੈ ਨਾ you know ਭਾਈ ਲੈਣਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ is coming Guru Nanak ਸਾਖੀਆਂ that when Guru Sahib said to his bache, he goes, Shata chundi, Guru ji, leave it, man. Do later. Lana ji straight. Lana ji ut khade. Because he said, main ji nahi sakda hai na to Guru to bagair. Can't live without him, na? That's love. You know, love was not definable. We couldn't define it. Now you can define it. Guru ji, if you want that shabd, you know what the shabd is? Re man aise harsyon preet kar. That's what the shabd is. जैसे जल कमले ਇਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ, it tells you ਇੱਦਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਕਰ ਤੂੰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਲ, like this, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਮਲ ਦਾ ਫੁੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੱਛੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ। and we use language, the language that we use ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਮੂੰਹ 'ਤੇ I came last time and I was saying to you, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਉਹ ਮੁਖ 'ਤੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ, should be one। ਜੇ ਮੁਖ 'ਤੇ ਗੰਦ ਆ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਮਨ is ਗੰਦ। ਮਨ should be clean, ਮੁਖ 'ਤੇ clean ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ, clean ਨਾ। ਹੁਣ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਵੱਧਦੀ ਆ, that's how you get your ਸਿੱਖੀ, that's how you get your ਸਿੱਖੀ। ਇੱਦਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ। So this is, I think, thank you, ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ। that's an abrupt end to that whole thing, but when we come next week and I'll try and teach you something that I learned from my life, and a little bit that if you go off the wrong way, I look at some of the things and my kids are no, you know, some of the ways Sikhi is, some of that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You have to be realistic. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਬਣਨਾ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ, some of that stuff is a bit coolified Sikhi, ਹੈ ਨਾ, make Sikhi a bit cool, ਹੈ ਨਾ। Sikhi cool ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ। Sikhi is like Sikhi's hard, man. It's hard. You have to like ਕੋਈ ਘੱਲ ਨਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਵੀ ਕੱਚੜਿਆਂ ਸਿਓ ਤੋੜ ਟੂਣ ਸੱਜਣ ਸੰਤ ਪੱਕੇ ਆ, ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜੇ ਚੰਗੇ ਛਿੱਤਰ ਮਾਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੋਣ ਨਾ, you need to, you can't just have that little gang, make a little gang and then the gangs all show ਕਰੇ ਨੇ। ਹੁਣ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੁੱਟਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕ ਕੇ ਨੇ, ਆਹ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਜੱਜ ਉਹ ਸਿਰ ਲਾਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ। ਖਿਮਾ ਦਾ ਜਾ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ ਮੈਂ, you can record it and tell the police, ਹੈ ਨਾ, that I just did hate crime, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਉਹਨੇ ਸਿਰ ਲਾਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ। ਨਹੀਂ ਜੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਤਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੀਗਾ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਿਰ ਲਾ ਦੇਣੇ ਸੀ, ਇਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਬਾਣਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਆ, and you running around trying to find a girlfriend, ਤੇਰਾ ਸਿਰ ਲਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਆ। That's what ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਸਿੰਘ used to be like. The Singhs now are just like, all right, you got a girlfriend, where'd you get her from, let me find one as well, ਹੈ ਨਾ। ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਸਿਰ ਲਾ ਦੇਣੇ ਸੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ। ਇਹ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਿੰਘ like that. Sikh don't do girlfriends, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਲਓ। Sikh don't do girlfriends, Sikh don't do ਗਾਲਾਂ ਕੱਢਣੀਆਂ, Sikh don't do ਸੌਂ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਉੱਠ ਖੜੇ 7:30 ਵਜੇ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ, Sikh don't do that। ਇਹ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। I'll talk to you about that next week। ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਈ ਗਲਤ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਖਿਮਾ ਦਾ ਜਾ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ। ਬੋਲਦਿਆਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ। ਇਸ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਅਗਾਧ ਬਹੁਤ ਆ ਨਾ, ਮੈਂ ਮੂੰਹ ਰੱਖਿਆ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ।